Fear is the product of the imagination. It is made up in the mind and it eats away at the soul. The news came from China first. We didn't realize the madness that would follow. The fear fed on itself, preparing for calamity, preparing you to believe. Then it spread to the world. It spread across the globe as no one knew the true nature or scope of the situation. Then the US closed its borders. Flights were canceled. Emergency rooms, hospitals were being portrayed as overflowing with sick and dying. Most entry points to the US were hit first. Washington State, California, New York City, Florida. But how it spiraled downward even more was only the beginning. By March 13th, 2020, the fear was amplified, with the majority of the country self-isolating, quarantining themselves, and the mighty US economy had come to a screeching halt. We stood by, a captive audience, with fear being spoon-fed to us, as the entire world watched and became subject to the biggest fear-laden operation, fueled day by day, hour after hour. We turned to the 24/7, 365 news cycle that pumped us with half-truths, if there was any truth at all. Before this moment, people did not believe it could happen. What made it real was the fear that it existed, and the fact it was feared so much meant that it did exist. By now, the psychological toll of what were deemed collateral damage had already creeped in, and the vulnerable, sadly, were not able to survive. The battle of truth over fear had become a war, as controlled media outlets conveniently edited and rearranged their stories. The population of the Republic was silently losing its liberty. As the search for information to educate oneself ensued, a tug of war became an electronic version of books being burned. The bread and circuses decided to distract from their evil, take advantage of those who had nothing left to lose, by paying them for systematic destruction of entire cities and towns across the country. A modern-day Squid Games. A carnival of laughter spread across the globe, playing both sides, as they watched a great nation rip itself apart by unleashing doubt against the population and silencing those who dared to challenge the status quo. What the opposition forgot? We are a country of fighters. We stand up for the weak. We stand together in the face of tyranny and usurpation. It's human nature that our moral compass guides us towards truth and light. The moment of realization was, we may have differences, but we also embrace them. We are a united republic of liberty for all. A collection of connections between the entire population wanting the same thing. Freedom. Freedom from overbearing socialistic totalitarianism or corporatocracy. Freedom from unelected elements that are detached from everyday society ruling our lives, spending our hard-earned money on nonsense. The nonsense being funded? Laws that embolden criminal acts they themselves perpetrate. As more data backed up by facts from around the world collects in medical journals, regulatory reports, statistical databases, and court cases, we see through their fake facade of smoke and mirrors. And we, the people, have had enough. how we react to fear. We, the people, have had enough. From now on, we stand united.